The relationship between global pop icon Taylor Swift and NFL superstar Travis Kelce continues to command intense international attention, evolving into one of the most talked about celebrity narratives of the modern entertainment era. What began with a concert moment has now expanded into a storyline that bridges stadiums, fan cultures, and two massive industries, music and professional sports. Public interest surged after Taylor Swift was repeatedly spotted attending Kansas City Chiefs games, seated in VIP sections and often alongside Kelce's family. Her appearances immediately became headline news, triggering spikes in television ratings, merchandise sales, and online engagement. Media analysts reported sharp increases in global search traffic for terms such as Taylor Swift Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift NFL, and Travis Kelce girlfriend, signaling that the story had moved beyond celebrity gossip into a full-scale cultural phenomenon. The origins of the relationship trace back to Travis Kelce's candid remarks on a podcast, where he revealed that he attended Swift's Eras tour and attempted, unsuccessfully, to give her a friendship bracelet. The light-hearted confession quickly went viral. Within weeks, Swift's presence at NFL games was widely interpreted as an unspoken confirmation of a growing connection, especially after cameras captured her cheering enthusiastically and celebrating victories with Kelce's inner circle. From that point forward, media coverage intensified. Every game day appearance by Swift prompted live broadcast cutaways, social media explosions, and post-game analysis that extended far beyond football. Meanwhile, Kelce's interviews and public comments became closely scrutinized, with even subtle references to Swift generating major headlines. Industry observers described the pairing as a rare convergence of pop culture dominance and sports stardom, capable of reshaping audience demographics on both sides. Despite the glamour and spectacle, questions have persisted regarding the depth and longevity of the relationship. Both Swift and Kelce operate under demanding schedules. Swift remains in the midst of a record-breaking global tour, while Kelce is navigating the physical and mental demands of an NFL season at the highest competitive level. Sources close to the situation suggest that maintaining balance has been a challenge, but one both parties are actively addressing by prioritizing presence and mutual support. Media pressure has been relentless. Every appearance or absence has been dissected for meaning. Yet, rather than diminishing the relationship, the sustained scrutiny has revealed a notable consistency. Swift has continued to attend key games, while Kelce has openly acknowledged her influence and support, signaling a dynamic that appears steady rather than performative. Entertainment analysts point out that part of the relationship's appeal lies in its understated nature. There have been no orchestrated announcements, no exclusive interviews defining the relationship. Instead, the narrative has unfolded organically through visible actions, shared moments, repeated appearances, and a calm confidence in navigating public attention. This restraint has only deepened public curiosity, keeping the story active without exhausting interest as the relationship enters its latest chapter. It is increasingly viewed as emblematic of a new era in celebrity culture, one where influence transcends industry boundaries. Swift's presence has introduced new audiences to the NFL, while Kelce's visibility has extended into global pop media spaces rarely accessed by athletes. Together, they represent a fusion of entertainment power rarely seen at this scale to date. Neither Taylor Swift nor Travis Kelce has formally defined their relationship in public terms. Nevertheless, their continued visibility, mutual support, and apparent ease under constant observation have become a narrative of their own. From sold-out concerts to roaring stadiums, their journey remains ongoing, closely watched, widely discussed, and far from its final chapter. The impact of this relationship has extended far beyond headlines, prompting discussions across media, marketing, and cultural commentary circles. Sports broadcasters have openly acknowledged a noticeable shift in viewership demographics during games where Taylor Swift is in attendance. Younger audiences, particularly women who previously showed limited interest in American football, have begun tuning in. Analysts describe this crossover as unprecedented in scale, noting that few relationships in recent history have managed to organically merge two massive fan ecosystems so seamlessly. NFL executives, while careful not to overstate the narrative, have quietly welcomed the attention. Merchandise sales linked to Travis Kelce reportedly saw measurable growth, while social media engagement for official league accounts surged during high-profile game appearances. Meanwhile, Swift's brand, already one of the most powerful in global entertainment, demonstrated its unparalleled reach, reinforcing her status as a cultural force capable of influencing industries well beyond music. At the same time, the scrutiny surrounding the relationship has sparked debates about media boundaries. Critics argue that excessive camera focus on Swift during games risks overshadowing athletic performance, while others counter that the attention reflects broader shifts in how sports are consumed in the digital age. Regardless of perspective, the numbers remain difficult to ignore. Engagement metrics consistently peak during moments tied, even indirectly, to Swift's presence. Behind the scenes, sources suggest both Swift and Kelce are acutely aware of the scale of attention surrounding them. Rather than leaning into spectacle, they appear to have adopted a measured approach, showing up, supporting one another, but rarely fueling speculation through overt public statements. This restraint has been interpreted by observers as a deliberate strategy to preserve a sense of normalcy amid global exposure. As the NFL season progressed, Taylor Swift's attendance became more selective, fueling further speculation. Each appearance was treated as an event, while her absence from certain games triggered waves of online analysis. Media outlets dissected tour schedules, travel routes, and rehearsal timelines, attempting to map the logistics of her movements. The result was a constant undercurrent of anticipation, keeping the narrative alive even during quieter stretches. Meanwhile, Travis Kelce's on-field performance remained under close observation. Every touchdown celebration, every post-game interview carried an added layer of meaning. Commentators were quick to note moments where Kelce appeared particularly energized, while skeptics questioned whether off-field attention could become a distraction. Kelce himself addressed the topic with professionalism, repeatedly emphasizing focus, discipline, and gratitude for support without revealing personal details. Cultural analysts have framed the relationship as a case study in modern celebrity dynamics. Unlike traditional celebrity couples who rely on exclusive media access or curated public appearances, Swift and Kelce's story has unfolded largely through unscripted moments. A reaction shot in a stadium suite, a brief mention in a podcast, a lyric change that fans interpret as symbolic. These fragments collectively form a narrative that feels participatory, inviting audiences to connect dots without explicit confirmation. This participatory element has proven powerful. Fan theories circulate rapidly, drawing connections between song lyrics, game outcomes, and social media timing. While some interpretations stretch credibility, the overall effect sustains engagement at an unusually high level. Experts note that this form of audience-driven storytelling reflects a broader shift in entertainment consumption, where viewers seek involvement rather than passive observation. Despite the constant noise, both figures continue to prioritize their respective careers. Swift's tour maintains its record-breaking momentum, while Kelce remains a central figure in one of the NFL's most competitive teams. Industry insiders argue that this balance, rather than detracting from their professional focus, has reinforced their public appeal. Each appears grounded in their primary identity, resisting the tendency to become defined solely by the relationship. Looking ahead, speculation remains inevitable. Questions about long-term commitment, future public appearances, and potential creative influence continue to circulate. Will Swift reference the relationship more explicitly in future work? Will Kelce transition further into mainstream entertainment? For now, such questions remain unanswered, sustaining the story's forward momentum. What is clear is that the relationship has already left a measurable imprint on popular culture. It has reshaped conversations around celebrity influence, cross-industry branding, and the evolving intersection of sports and entertainment. In an era saturated with fleeting viral moments, the sustained attention surrounding Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce stands out as something more durable. As the story continues to unfold, audiences remain watchful, not just for dramatic announcements, but for the quiet confirmations embedded in everyday moments. A glance from the stands, comment after a game, a schedule adjusted to make room for support. These subtle signals have become the language of a relationship navigating global visibility with caution and intent. For now, the journey from concert lights to stadium roars continues, marked by consistency rather than spectacle. In a media landscape driven by immediacy, that steadiness may be the most compelling element of all. The broader implications of this relationship continue to ripple outward, influencing not only pop culture discourse but also the way modern celebrity narratives are constructed and sustained. Media strategists point out that the Taylor Swift-Travis Kelce story thrives because it sits at the intersection of authenticity and spectacle. It is visible enough to dominate headlines, yet restrained enough to avoid saturation fatigue, a balance that is notoriously difficult to achieve in today's fast-moving media environment. Advertising and branding experts have also weighed in, noting that the relationship has created a rare form of cross-market resonance. Brands associated with the NFL, live entertainment, fashion, and music streaming have all experienced indirect benefits from the heightened attention. Swift's game day outfits regularly trend online within minutes, while Kelce's name circulates far beyond sports pages, appearing in lifestyle and entertainment coverage worldwide. This level of crossover exposure is typically engineered through multimillion-dollar campaigns, yet in this case it has emerged organically. At the same time, the relationship has reignited conversations about gender dynamics in sports media. Swift's presence at games has drawn criticism from some traditionalists, but it has also exposed long-standing biases in how audiences respond to women entering male-dominated spaces. Media scholars argue that the backlash itself underscores the cultural significance of the moment. Rather than being a distraction, Swift's visibility has become a lens through which broader societal shifts are being examined in real time. As playoff races intensify and Swift's tour schedule evolves, speculation has only grown more intense. Will she appear at high-stakes postseason games? How will international tour dates intersect with critical moments in the NFL calendar? Each upcoming event carries narrative weight, turning routine scheduling updates into breaking news. The anticipation surrounding these decisions fuels a continuous cycle of engagement, ensuring that public attention never fully dissipates. Insiders describe the relationship as grounded in mutual understanding rather than public performance. Both Swift and Kelce are veterans of intense scrutiny, having navigated fame at the highest levels for years. That shared experience appears to inform their approach, allowing them to move deliberately without reacting impulsively to external pressure. Observers suggest that this maturity is a key reason the relationship has endured sustained attention without collapsing under it. The absence of official statements has become a defining feature of the story. In an era where celebrity relationships are often confirmed through coordinated announcements or exclusive interviews, the silence itself functions as a powerful narrative device. It leaves room for interpretation while preventing overexposure. Each public sighting, therefore, carries amplified significance, reinforcing the sense that audiences are witnessing something genuine rather than staged. From a historical perspective, commentators have begun comparing this pairing to other high-profile cross-industry relationships, though few parallels fully capture the scale involved. Swift's global reach and Kelce's prominence within one of America's most influential sports leagues place them in a category of their own. Their relationship unfolds not just across tabloid pages, but across economic indicators, cultural debates, and shifting audience behaviors. As weeks turn into months, the storyline continues to evolve without dramatic pivots. There are no sudden scandals, no abrupt declarations, only a steady accumulation of moments that collectively suggest durability. Analysts note that this slow-burn progression may be precisely what sustains interest. In contrast to the volatility of viral fame, consistency becomes the differentiating factor. Looking forward, the question is no longer whether the relationship is real, but how it will be remembered. Will it be seen as a fleeting cultural crossover, or as a defining example of how modern fame operates across industries? The answer will depend on time, context, and the choices made away from cameras as much as those made in public view. For now, the narrative remains open-ended. Concert stages and football fields continue to serve as parallel backdrops to a story unfolding at its own pace. Each appearance adds another layer, another data point, another reason for audiences to keep watching. In a media landscape driven by constant novelty, the enduring fascination with Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce suggests that familiarity, when paired with authenticity, can be just as powerful. Today's attention remains fixed on what comes next. One thing is clear: this is no longer just a celebrity relationship. It is a living case study in influence, visibility, and the evolving relationship between entertainment, sports, and global audiences. And as long as both continue to show up on stage, on the field, and in each other's orbit, the story will continue to write itself. The sustained fascination surrounding Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce has also prompted reflection on how modern audiences consume news itself. Traditional reporting has blended with real-time commentary, social media reaction, and fan-driven interpretation, creating a multi-layered narrative that evolves hour by hour. Newsrooms now track not only official statements or public appearances, but also secondary signals, camera angles during broadcasts, seating arrangements in stadium suites, and subtle shifts in body language that fuel broader discussion. This environment has transformed routine events into headline-generating moments. A standard regular season game becomes international news if Swift is present. A concert stop gains additional relevance if Kelce's schedule aligns. The result is a continuous feedback loop where attention reinforces itself, amplifying even the smallest developments. Media analysts note that this phenomenon reflects a larger shift in celebrity coverage, where context matters as much as content. Economic indicators further underscore the scale of impact. Streaming platforms have reported renewed interest in Swift's catalog during peak NFL weekends, while sports retailers observed spikes in Kelce-related merchandise when Swift appeared on broadcasts. These parallel trends suggest that the relationship has created a unique cultural overlap, translating emotional interest into measurable consumer behavior. Few celebrity stories achieve this level of cross-sector influence without formal partnerships or promotional alignment. International media coverage has added another dimension. While the NFL is traditionally centered in the United States, Swift's global fanbase has extended the story's reach into markets where American football typically receives limited attention. European and Asian outlets have begun framing NFL games through the lens of Swift's involvement, introducing new audiences to the sport. This unexpected globalization of interest has been cited as a rare case of cultural export driven by personal narrative rather than institutional strategy. At the same time, discussions around privacy and sustainability of attention continue to surface. Media ethicists question how long such intense scrutiny can remain constructive before becoming intrusive. Swift, in particular, has previously spoken about the emotional toll of overexposure, making the current situation especially notable. Observers point out that her approach, visible but controlled, may represent an evolution in how high-profile figures engage with public curiosity without surrendering agency. Travis Kelce's role in the narrative has also evolved. Initially framed as a charismatic athlete linked to a global superstar, he has increasingly been portrayed as a steady counterpart, comfortable in both sports and entertainment spaces. His measured responses in interviews, combined with consistent on-field performance, have contributed to a perception of balance rather than distraction. Sports commentators emphasize that this stability has helped maintain credibility within the league despite unprecedented off-field attention. As award seasons, playoff implications, and tour milestones approach, the timeline ahead remains densely packed with potential flashpoints. Each calendar overlap invites speculation, turning logistics into storyline. Will Swift adjust travel plans for milestone games? Will Kelce attend select tour stops during critical breaks? These questions persist not because of explicit hints, but because the narrative has trained audiences to look for meaning in alignment. The absence of manufactured drama continues to distinguish the story. There have been no public disputes, no contradictory statements, no abrupt narrative reversals. Instead, the relationship unfolds through continuity. Media experts argue that this steadiness may be why interest remains high even after prolonged coverage. In a digital environment saturated with extremes, moderation itself becomes compelling. Culturally, the relationship has begun to symbolize a broader blending of identities. Music fans discuss football strategies. Sports audiences reference song lyrics. The boundaries between fandoms soften, creating shared spaces of conversation that rarely existed at this scale. Sociologists suggest that this convergence reflects generational shifts, where cultural consumption is increasingly fluid rather than segmented. As the story advances, it remains anchored in public spaces rather than private declarations. Stadiums, arenas, and global tours serve as the backdrop, reinforcing the idea that this relationship exists within movement rather than pause. There is no singular defining moment, only accumulation, an ongoing sequence of appearances that gradually shape perception. Ultimately, the enduring attention surrounding Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce speaks less to spectacle and more to narrative endurance. It is a story sustained by presence, timing, and restraint. As long as both continue navigating their careers at peak momentum, the intersection of their worlds will remain a focal point of global media interest. The journey from concert lights to stadium roars continues without resolution, and perhaps that is precisely the point. In an era driven by immediacy and closure, this story resists finality. It remains open, evolving, and closely watched, one appearance at a time. Beyond the immediate headlines, the relationship has gradually reshaped expectations around longevity in celebrity narratives. Many high-profile pairings experience a sharp rise in attention followed by a rapid decline once novelty fades. In contrast, the Taylor Swift-Travis Kelce storyline has demonstrated an unusual ability to sustain momentum without relying on shock value. Media researchers attribute this endurance to a combination of timing, credibility, and the absence of overexposure. Timing has played a crucial role. Swift is operating at a historic peak, with her tour frequently described as one of the most successful in music history. Kelce, meanwhile, remains a central figure in a championship-contending NFL franchise. Neither figure is in a transitional or declining phase of their career, which reduces speculation that the relationship exists for reinvention or relevance. Instead, it unfolds against a backdrop of professional stability, lending it additional legitimacy in the eyes of the public. Credibility has also been reinforced by consistency. Swift's appearances at games have not been sporadic or performative, while Kelce's public demeanor has remained unchanged despite the expanded spotlight. Sports analysts emphasize that his preparation, leadership, and performance metrics show no significant deviation. This steadiness has muted narratives suggesting distraction, allowing coverage to shift from skepticism toward analysis of cultural impact. The media ecosystem surrounding the relationship has evolved accordingly. Early coverage focused heavily on confirmation. Was this real? Was it serious? Was it temporary? As months passed, reporting became more contextual, examining how the relationship fits within larger trends. Articles increasingly reference economics, audience behavior, and cross-industry influence rather than speculation alone. In effect, the relationship has transitioned from entertainment news to a recurring reference point in broader cultural reporting. Audience behavior reflects this shift. Engagement is no longer driven solely by surprise appearances, but by anticipation rooted in pattern recognition.